How to streamline a business. You might be able to leave your business, but it won't grow without you. That's not streamline, that's stuck. Streamlining isn't about working faster, trying to talk faster, do it faster. Instead, it's about building a business that runs without you having to throw Hail Marys every day and hoping for the best. By the end of this video, you're gonna have a sequence that will show you how to run and grow a business with or without you, so you don't have to use this as your strategy. We tend to work with a lot of builders and a lot of contractors, and in it, we get to know them really, really well. In fact, just yesterday, one of our coaches was up with 4 of his clients in the Pennsylvania area, deep diving into what they do every single day, going out to dinner, spending time with them. We get to know our contractor clients really, really well, and in that, we get to hear some of the pains and the frustrations that they deal with. And one of the biggest pains that we've heard over the years that we've been doing this is I feel like it's Groundhog Day every day. I feel like I'm just waking up and recreating the wheel all over again. Isn't there a possible way that I can just sort of, remember the guy that ran the chicken rotisserie thing? Set it and forget it, right? Well, a lot of contractors want to know how to do that. In fact, I'll make the argument that I desperately want you to do that. Why? It's because it empowers other people. I could also make the argument that your people want you to do that. They don't want you superhero every day. They don't want all things to rest on you. They want to be able to scale their role just like you scale your role at the same time. So the good news is for you, not only do you want a business that runs and grows with or without you, but believe it or not, your employees want that as well. And I would even make the argument that your team wants it as well. At the time of this recording, we have a team of 12. From time to time, I'll get asked after I speak, hey, Scott, can I work with you? You know what my response is? You don't want to work with me. And the reason is because I don't get near as many reps as a coach as our coaches do. Our coaches go through infinitely more reps than I do. I hadn't taken a new client in 4 years. And so for me to go back through that, I'm rusty. And so our coaches are the ones that know how to do this. So our business is able to run and grow with or without me. So when I was with friends, my wife and I, a couple of weeks ago for 3 or 4 days, I actually woke up from a nap. My wife came in and said, hey, we got a new client. I was like, that's amazing. And I was taking a nap. Now, that's not my strategy long-term for winning, but you get my point. How have we done that? Because we've streamlined the business to run and grow with or without me. And that's what we want to do in your contracting business as well. So for most contractors, when they leave a job site, the job site stops. Or things can go haywire. But for the contractors who have what I'm about to walk you through and start to implement this, they can actually leave their job site and their job site continues to run. I said earlier, streamlining, when we hear that word, we think about just going faster, talking faster, being faster, doing everything faster. There's a great song by a guy named Andrew Duhon. He's one of my favorite artists, small little artist out of New Orleans. And Andrew Duhon, one of my favorite songs from him is a song called Slow Down. And I love how he does the song because the first part of the song is kind of upbeat a little bit, and at the very end he says, slow down. And he takes the whole melody, the whole rhythm, and slows the whole thing down so that you can feel what that looks like. And so I want to slow you down intentionally just for a second as you go through this video, as I talk to you about how to streamline your business process. All right, so I want to start macro and then let's sort of crash to the ground. Every business, including yours, has 3 major tools in it if we were to segment these things out. The first tool is what we call an operating system. Think about your phone or your computer. That thing runs on an operating system. When you hit power, the operating system kicks up and you can't do anything if that operating system, A, is not documented and B, is not working. Well, fortunately, the big manufacturers have taken care of the documentation part of it, and it's called coding. And so they coded the operating system so that when you hit power, it's super simple. All you got to do is type some stuff. And you can type it in your own language because they have coded everything into another language. Well, you as the business owners need to code the business, not in computer code language. That's not what I'm talking about. You need to code the business in an operating system. So the operating system, think of it as the skeleton of a business, is broken down into 4 foundational cornerstones: purpose, people, process, and profit. And within those are about 30 tools to run the business. Things like a vision story, mission statement, core values, a culture calendar, a handbook, hiring process, org charts, financial dashboards, all of that stuff that's in there to run the business. Now we've got to have a documentation list of the processes to run the product. See, most people think that their product is their product. Scott, you just said product is their product. Yes, I know. What I want to change and flip on its head is the product is not your product. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a home builder, for instance, then I drive down the street and there's a home and there's a home and there's a home and they're all beautiful homes. They're gorgeous. But I don't know which home you built. Why? It's because home building is a commodity. Just like coffee beans are commodity, just like educational teachers are commodity, just like videographers are commodity, we're all commodities. Why? It's because there's a lot of people who do what we do, but there's not a lot of people who do it how we do it. So it's not that your product is your product. It's that your process via which you deliver your product is the product that you're actually selling. So when we look at the operating system over here, those are the tools to run the business underneath. But what about the processes to run the product? That's what we call your master process roadmap. Now, the third macro tool is called an anchor. This is probably a good time in the video to draw your attention to a link in the description below. And I want to warn you before you click on that video, it is a long video. Why? It's because it's a masterclass of me teaching contractors just like you how to run a construction company from front to back. I give it my all, I give it great effort, and I'm not saying you don't know how to run a construction company. What I am saying is I think you'll pick up a couple of tips that will help you run a construction company even better than what you're experiencing so far, whatever level you're in. So make sure you click on that link in the description below, get your favorite snack, eliminate distractions from yourself, and I just want you to sit, you and I together, and let me walk you through how to run a construction company. You'll get a deeper dive into those three major tools that I'm talking about: operating system, process roadmap, and anchor. But let's come back to the process roadmap when we're talking about streamlining a business. Right now, the reason the business may not be streamlined is because you have in your business what we call captive process. What does that mean? That means it's a process. You know how to pull a permit, you know how to run payroll, you know how to update your website, whatever the process is, but it is held captive behind the bars of your cranium. It's not out of your brain yet. And so you hire somebody and you go, hey, I want you to run payroll. And here's the login, here's a couple of things, and then they run payroll and it's not run right. Why? It's because you never taught them how to run payroll. Well, but they had experience. They said they've run payroll in our system in the past. No, they have experience running payroll the way they've run payroll in the past. They do not have experience on running payroll the way you run payroll. And so what you've got to do is take that system. But the good news is you can use something called the systems mindset. What is that? That means this. The next time you do a thing like run payroll or update your website, I want you to record it like it's the last time you'll ever do it. The next time you do job site cleanliness, the next time you put materials together to send them back on rebate, whatever it is, the next time you do job costing, I want you to record it, document it like it's the last time you'll ever do it. And when you do that, now you have properly positioned another person to be able to run that process. You can just hold them accountable to the process. Rather than just, well, I told them. That's not a strategy. All right, so let's get that process out of your head. Let's stop it from being held captive and let's get it out. Hey, I want to give you a simple way leveraging AI to be able to do this. If you can just go to your voice memo app on your phone and let's say that you want to train somebody on how to clean a job site. What you'll do is you'll literally either go on the job site, start cleaning it and just talking, or you can set up a video camera and go, hey, here's what I'm doing, sweeping the floor, picking up all these things, I'm looking for water bottles, I'm looking for evidence of where our subcontractors have been, I'm looking for all of this stuff. And just talk while you're actually doing it. And once you're done, hit end, take that recording, what you just did, upload it into AI and give it AI very specific instruction of what you're looking for. Hey, I want a process that I can hand off to our superintendents so they know how to do a job site. Don't just say, give me a job site cleanliness process. Give it some prompt, give it some detail. Hey, in fact, AI, you can ask me like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 questions so you can help really refine this. And oh, by the way, I want you to build the process in our brand standards, which means you need brand standards, which means you need to document the process of what those brand standards are. What does your logo look like? Your font, your colors, all that sort of thing. Once you have it, AI's got it. It'll make that document or that video or that infographic, it makes a lot of different things, in the brand standards of what you want. And so now you can go to that third major tool of the anchor. It's 52 weeks across the year on a spreadsheet, all the ingredients that you want to embed in your business for an incredible culture of your business, repetitive training, repetitive meetings, remember people's birthdays, anniversaries, all of those sorts of things. So we have that in the anchor. And so once we've got that new process, we just put it in the anchor. And once every 6 weeks or 18 weeks or 25 weeks, we train on that particular process over and over and over again. That's what we call RPMs of great leadership: repetition, predictability, and meaning. So we've looked at the operating system of the business, the tools to run the business. We've looked at how we're going to create repetition, predictability, and meaning in the anchor of the business. But the master process roadmap is where you're going to be able to lock this out. So I'm going to give you some homework. You ready? I want you to go get a scratch sheet of paper. Across the top horizontally, write marketing, sales, operations, administration. Set your watch for 15 minutes and start to brain dump every single process that you can possibly think of within those 4 verticals, and that will give you a jump start to start documenting. So let's say you put down there certificate of insurance process. Well, the next time you go and get certificates of insurance from your subcontractors, just record what you're doing. And that will become a process. Upload it into your AI agent. It'll give you a process, link it to your process roadmap, put it in your anchor, and you'll train on it every 6, 10, 12, 15 weeks. And you'll create that repetition that you're looking for. Hey, make sure you go check out that masterclass. It'll be incredibly valuable for you. And the link's in the description below, but make sure you're ready to lock in on some time so that we can do that. Why are we doing all this? It's because contractors live in chaos, and our mission is to liberate you from that chaos to make time for the things that matter most.